Leo, welcome. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot with your weekly read. We're using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot this week, as well as clarifying cards from the Linestrider mini deck. And we'll pull an oracle card at the end from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. Spirit wants to talk to you today. The cards are jumping, and we're not doing jumpers today, but I'll show you what came out was the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Just jumped out of the deck at me, and that energy would be kind of feeling some delay, some frustration about what you're investing in, what you're trying to get to grow. Just feeling like it's really slowed down. You know, it could be in a literal way that you have a garden and things aren't growing as quickly as you like. Could be in a metaphorical way that something that you've been investing in, like a project or, you know, writing a book or something to do with a job that you're applying for. Could be any of those may have felt like they've really just been stuck in the mud and not moving forward. It's just a temporary energy. I wouldn't say that it means it's never going to move again, because it is absolutely going to move again. It just feels like it's frustration right now with that. Let's see what we have for you this week, Leo. This is a general reading, so it won't resonate for all of you, but hopefully there'll be something of value here you can take into your week, either way, even if it doesn't resonate. Emperor, King of Swords, Three of Swords, and the High Priestess. It feels like someone in your life, a masculine energy, not necessarily a man, but a forceful, strong leader kind of person in your life, somebody that you have respect for, somebody who has solid authority in your eyes. This person in your life. It's weird. It's a weird feeling because it doesn't... These two cards would certainly say that this is a leader, you know, a very firm person who stands in the truth, who is guided more by intellect and reason than by emotion. But I'm also getting kind of this residue like you don't have that person in your life. You want somebody to look up to that way. You want somebody that you believe you could trust, that you believe would be intelligent and capable of reasoning out and leading firmly but fairly. You'd like that kind of energy, but it feels like you don't have any role model in your life that you see that way, that you see in that particular way. It's more of an idealized concept. And you yourself try to emulate that type of leadership in your work or in your life. I'm not sure. It feels like there's a pain. There has been. I feel like, yeah. The message I'm getting is that there has been, like past tense, has been a pain that this role model wasn't there, that this sort of archetype has been absent, that you've been wanting it and it hasn't been there. And so you have taken on these qualities for yourself to give yourself that thing that you're missing. And historically, that's been painful for you to not have it, but it feels like that's healing now. It feels like you are coming to a place of acceptance and sort of intuitively understanding that there were reasons that you didn't have this authority that you could look at and believe that they were pure and just and honest And it's a very weird message. It's a bit clouded, but it almost feels like you have come to this place of acceptance through getting in touch with the stillness and hearing that inner voice of intuition that is telling you, in this journey, in this lifetime, you didn't have this thing and you felt yourself always wanting to have it, but you didn't have it by design, because you were meant to establish all of these qualities in yourself. And if you'd had that from the outside, you may not have developed all of the strength and truthfulness and firm but fair leadership qualities that you have. And you need those because the world needs those of you. Sort of a deeper message for you this week, Leo. Let's see if we have some clarifying cards. Let's see what this is coming from. I don't know what it would be maybe that has led to this realization or this revelation, this clarity in you, sort of this healing from this wound that seems to be quite an old, long-standing wound. All right, we have the Devil and the Hermit, Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles in the upright. Interesting. So, you know how the Seven of Pentacles jumped out at the beginning of your reading in the reverse, meaning that you felt sort of stuck, blocked, things weren't growing like they were meant to. It feels like this whole revelation and this awareness now that what you've been seeking, what you've been missing your whole life, was intentionally not given to you in this path of life, in this go-round, because the absence was what you needed. The absence of this was what allowed you to grow into the person you are, and the world needs the person you are. And so your pain was not for nothing, and now you're starting to heal from it. And with that Seven of Pentacles coming out in the upright, it feels like as you deal with this awareness, as you fully integrate and accept this knowledge, things start to move again. Things start to grow. You start to get out of that space of being stuck in the mud. And these cards are quite interesting. It's breaking free from some sort of addiction through spending time alone in careful mental thought, becoming aware of what is around you and tapping into this deeper knowledge that's been waiting for you. And it's coming from time alone and from breaking out of an addiction. And there are a million different things we can be addicted to, right? Our patterns, our habits, we can be addicted to those. We can be addicted to substances. We can be addicted to relationships. There are a million things, right? And it would be different for each of you. But where is it that you're breaking, or have been in the past few weeks, breaking a habit, or that an addiction to something that has really kind of allowed you to avoid dealing with internal pains, to avoid looking too deeply into why you feel the way you feel, because whatever it is, you're breaking it through this time you're spending alone in thought. The Ten of Swords goes absolutely right along with everything that we've been seeing in the other cards. This is the final shedding of a part of you that no longer serves. This is a part of you dying, a part of you that you aren't anymore. You're finally letting that mask go, letting that piece of your identity that isn't part of who you've become finally fade away instead of clinging and holding on. I'm trying to think of an example. It'd be a very superficial example for you would be if you had a favorite shirt in high school and it's so old and so faded and just starting to rip and fray at the seams. It doesn't really fit anymore, but you've told yourself that this is your favorite shirt and that there's something about this shirt that is so identifying of you as a person that you don't want to let it go. excuse me, a lot of pollen in the air right now. Finally, you take the shirt and you say thank you. Thank you for being such a great shirt, but it's time for me to let you go because it's not the right fit anymore, and I'm ready now to move forward into who I actually am today, and I don't need any longer to identify myself as who I was in the past. It's pretty epic stuff for you this week, Leo. It feels positive though. It really does. This card I know can get a bad rap in tarot. People think it's a very negative card. Same with the Ten of Swords, but it does not feel negative in any way to me this week. To me, it feels like this is healing now. Something very old, something painful that's been with you a long time is starting to heal, and you're letting go of identifying yourself by that pain. It's beautiful stuff. So I think an oracle card, and we'll wrap up for your reading this week. What's our oracle card going to be? Oh, I guess it's decided this is our card. Embracing. See if you can see the camera shadow right in the way here this week. Embracing. Opened right up to it. Spirit definitely wants you to have these messages this week. I can feel that. Spirit wants you to know sometimes life overflows with emotions which can feel uncomfortable. However, the ensuing result of this discomfort can be great value, perhaps arising from an unseen or unknown source. You get this card when emotions are seemingly overflowing or not flowing at all. Cherish the overflow of emotions and embrace the times that seem murky, for your inner floodplains are being replenished, and as a result, there will be great spiritual and physical expansion. Embrace all your emotions. When you do so, greater prosperity and fertility will flow into your life. Alternatively, if your emotions have been blocked, this is the time to explore and experience them. Sort of feel like that might be the case for you, that your emotions have been blocked. With that Seven of Pentacles popping out there in the reverse before your reading started, with this Three of Swords, this pain that has been there that is now starting to heal. The message generally is allow yourself to feel, because there's amazing healing available to you and expansion spiritually and physically, materially available if you allow yourself to feel what you feel, to let your emotions flow, to not dam up the free flow of energetic movement in your life. I think that's what I have for you, Leo. Hope it's helpful. Hope you have a great week. Thank you for supporting the channel. Every like, share, subscribe, and comment helps these readings get out to more folks, so I really do appreciate your help with that. Thanks for sharing this time with me. We'll see you next week. Blessings.